One of the other things that you learn a lot in sales trainings, I've been in a number of them that talk about this, is you want to get somebody to say yes. And the more times you can get them to say yes, the more likely they're going to agree to something. And you're
Right.
completely the opposite. You're looking for people to say no. So can you kind of explain why you would want people to say no to you, and what's going on in that situation?
Yeah, well, the problem with the yes momentum or momentum selling is nearly everybody as you learned it, including the people that are given bad deals, exploiting people, hurting people with yes. And I think at some point in time, every human being is susceptible to this. Very few of us haven't had a time when we've been stung by it. As a matter of fact, I would contend everybody's been stung by this once. I still got in my desk a coupon book that I bought in my early 20s for $25. It was supposed to give me $25,000 in discounts. I couldn't figure out how to use any of those coupons. I still got the coupon book. I look back on it as like, would you like to have a discount on stuff that you buy every day? Would you like to give 25% off on your next major purchase? They hit me with three yeses. I'm yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I got stung. It's being yes battered. It's one of the reasons why there are three kind of yeses: confirmation, commitment, and counterfeit. Because people have been stung so many times by this yes momentum nonsense that they've gotten used to giving a counterfeit yes just to try to feel the other side out. So you eliminate this because if you're dealing with somebody who's been yes battered, then the minute you try to get them to say yes, you trigger an instinctive memory in them of the person that cheated them. And you're now engaging in behavior in a person that cheated them, which is a guaranteed erosion of the relationship. Getting out of yes entirely is the first move. And then the crazy thing is, every human being on earth has been taught whenever they say no, not when they hear no. That's a big difference. The difference between saying it and hearing it. What happens when you say no? You protected yourself from harm. There was some unknown harm out there. There was some unknown trap, some unknown hook. When you said no, you protected yourself.
And you
And
feel in
you've done it
control as well a little bit. You
exactly.
almost feel as though, like, okay, I'm in control of this situation.
Yeah. So, what kind of a feeling do I want to foster in you for us to collaborate? I want you to feel safe and in control. Every time I get you to say no, you feel safe and in control. You're more likely to listen to me. You're less likely to have your guard up. You're more likely to tell me the actual obstacles. So instead of saying, like, does this look like a good deal to you? I'll say, does this look like a bad deal? Now, if I say, does this look like a good deal and you need more stuff to make the deal, I'm going to want you to say, yes, it looks like a good deal, but here's what I need. But because you're yes battered, you won't say that at all. But if I say, does this look like a bad deal? You'll say, no, it's not a bad deal, but here's what I need. And bang, you just outlined to me what you need to make the deal. Now I know either we can make it or not, but I triggered it by getting you to say no.
Right. And following on from that, then, if someone says you're right, you don't want them to say, yeah, you're right, Chris.
Uh,
You want them to say that's right. What happens? What's the difference between you're right, Chris, and yeah, that's right?
yeah, this is another one of those when, whether we're hearing it or whether we're saying it, two different worlds. Like we love to hear you're right, makes us happy. We get satisfied. What happens when we hear it and we hear you're right, and we get satisfied? We get a big happy smile on our face and we stop talking because we were right. What are you doing when you're saying you're right? Colleague, family member, significant other, somebody you either want to or have to preserve the relationship with, who will just not leave you alone on something you have no intention of going along with. You look them in the eye and you go, you're right. And they shut up and they stop talking. There ain't a human being on earth that is not using this device to get somebody to shut up. Yet we don't imagine that if we used it to get people to shut up and leave us alone, that someone would do it to us. In fact, We probably did it 3 times this week. We probably had it done to us 3 times this week. You're in so much trouble if somebody looks at you and says, "You're right," because they're politely asking you to shut up. Now, the 2 millimeter shift of "that's right" is what somebody says when you have demonstrated to them that you get it, that you get them. And it's this involuntary change in the response. When someone says something to you that you completely agree with, and that them uttering it either gave you an insight or made you feel relieved because of an internal pressure, you go, "That's right." That's what people say when they're all in on what they just heard. And the crazy thing about that is it's a bonding moment. They bond to you, and it's an epiphany moment which triggers action in favor of you. And that's why so many people that learn the Black Swan method, all they do is get that's rights out of the other side, and the other side gives them their deal. And how often does it happen? How often does it have to happen?